Suzanne's out with the daughter and the granddaughter and some relations. So I thought I'd bring the van out and make a video at the New Inn and the canal walk from the New Inn round towards the marina, where we went last year, last November, and I pointed out that there is a tunnel of trees that looks beautiful. Now, of course, being November, there weren't any leaves on the trees. Right, so here we are, approaching the area that I guess I named the tunnel of trees, but I suppose many other people before me have. Everything looks so lovely, doesn't it, when the sun's shining and all the leaves are on the trees. And there is some wonderful countryside here in our county of Northamptonshire.
In 1,000 feet, turn left, then turn left.
Thank you.
Turn left, then turn left onto West Haddon Road.
She'll get the huff now because I'm not going that way. This is another one of the beautiful Northamptonshire villages, West Haddon. What's your opinion on the wind turbines? That would be interesting. When they first appeared in our local area about 15 years ago, I wasn't too sure. But I actually find them quite attractive now, and they give a bit of movement to the landscape. Let us know in the comments, what do you think of these wind turbines? Right, so we'll be coming up to the little village of Watford in a moment, not to be confused with the town of Watford, just to the north of London. This is Watford, the little village next to the first M1 motorway services that were built, Watford Gap. And then we'll cross the M1 motorway and get up to the A5 and take a left and drive down there a couple of miles, and the New Inn is on the right hand side.
Turn right onto Church Street.
Right, so we're just coming up to the New Inn on the right hand side up here. So I'm going to pull in and see if I can get some parking just this side of the canal before I attempt to park in a lay-by. I'd rather be in the car park. So let's have a look. Right, all the parasols are up. Of course, the past few months it's not been operating as normal, but I would imagine that this car park is full. Let's have a look. And yes, it is. So I have recently switched over from GoPro on the whole, although I'm filming this on the GoPro Hero 4, which is something I use for all the static filming in the van, because it doesn't need the stabilisation for that. It's either fixed to the windscreen or it's mounted here in the back. But what I've changed to, because of all the problems I was getting, I was about to change from the GoPro Hero 7. So what was recommended to me was, if I can get it out, what was recommended was the Osmo Action. Now, I already had the Osmo Pocket, or the Pocket Osmo. So yeah, the actual vlogging kit now is this. Has a forward-facing screen as well, which is something that GoPros seem to take a long time to decide to include in their cameras. So let me just do this. So this will be the first time I've vlogged with the Osmo Action. Let's see if I can get that in there. The good thing about this case that I got with it and the handle is it's not screwing. It's just a clip that you put in there. I'm making this look difficult, aren't I? And then push that down and it's clipped in place. So there it is. That's the Osmo Action. I know quite a few people do use these, and stabilization wise, quality wise, since they did the update, the firmware update around about December time, perfect. And then I have the mic set up with it, which it does have to have an adapter, just as the GoPro does. And then I've set it up with this elbow shaped thing there, and that is now my vlogging camera. So here we are. It wasn't long before I came to this boat with this wonderful old vintage engine. Isn't that just music to your ears? Hello.
Hi, man. You all right?
Yes, thanks you. Warm afternoon for a bit of maintenance.
Lots of it.
It's pretty busy today, but I guess it would be. Must be lovely out on the canal boats. I often have my little Osmo Action camera attached to the strap on my backpack. I leave it running and it helps to pick up additional footage, like this. Well, I picked a lovely afternoon to come out here to the canal, and I'm sure you'd agree there's some beautiful scenery around here. And just up a bit further round the bend is where the tunnel of trees is, and I'm hoping it's going to look as good as I've dressed it up to be. Anyway, let's move on. This house here and its gardens must be one of the most delightful on the whole of the canal system. Just imagine living there. Right, I'm beginning to wish I hadn't brought so much equipment with me. But anyway, just approaching a little bridge that crosses the canal to go around the back of that wonderful property over there. So let's go up here and see if we can look along the canal towards the tunnel of trees. I'm not sure that you can see it from here, but... Right, so you can see the start of it just past the canal boats there. So we'll carry on walking, and hopefully it's going to look delightful. In the meantime, let's just go around the back of this property. I am so hot. Suzanne said to me, put your shorts on. Why didn't I listen? Right, so we've got this nice little grass path that comes around the back of this property up towards another bridge. And here we are. This is the garden of that property. Not particularly large, but big enough. And if we carry on up around here, and just look across the fields there towards Daventry. Everywhere's looking wonderful and green. So the T-junction that I was at was just there. And there's another part of that garden. What a lovely way to pass a gorgeous sunny afternoon. Right, so I'm actually more or less in the tunnel of trees. It's a little bit more untidy actually than it was last year, with a couple of sort of hanging branches and what have you, but even so, I'm going to turn you around and I hope you get an idea of what I mean about how pleasant it must be coming through here on a boat. Right, up these steps and see if I can find somewhere to sit down and have a drink. Oh, I need a drink. Right, so I hope you're getting the impression here of this tunnel of trees. If you imagine on a canal boat coming along through here, it's enclosed on both sides and the trees sort of kiss at the top together and form this lovely tunnel. Right, so we're back down at the junction. Let's pop over the bridge here, bridge number 1. Is that really bridge number 1? Anyway, let's pop over the bridge and see if I can get this drone up somewhere by that second bridge that was just up there around the corner. Really must get something to drink around here. It's quite unusual for me actually to go for so long without a drink, because one of my biggest failings is that I'm addicted to Diet Coke, Coke Zero. I'm trying to wean myself off of them, but every time I make a start of that I suddenly find myself drinking another can of it. But I'm going to have one now because I'm so dry. Right, there's no real reason why I can't launch the drone from here. Just got to be mindful of bringing it back in. Let's have a look on top of this bridge and see if there's... Yeah, I could take it off here. But I'm going to have to rely a lot on the iPad that I'll pilot it with, because I can't really see a lot because of the trees. What do we think? Drone out? Yeah, I'll get it out for a bit.
I remember the day when we started talking. We were kids and I knocked down all of your mobiles, but you did not seem to mind at all. We took our bikes to the lake after school each day and skipped many stones from the beach, and one thing you said was, listen, I will have your back always. And now we're grown up, I don't really see you enough. There's too much to be done. Yeah, it's no fun. But even if we're far apart, I know where we belong. Haven't changed a bit in my heart. Your words have never been wrong. You are my own safety zone. You're solid like a granite stone. It came very sudden the day when we moved away from what had been our home since forever. I was scared then, so scared that I would lose you. But you called me up right after I touched the ground. You wanted to hear that I got there all safe and sound, and you said, I know we're gonna stay the same. And now we're grown up, I don't really see you enough. There's too much to be done. Yeah, it's no fun. But even if we're far apart, I know where we belong. Haven't changed a bit in my heart.
pretty enjoyable getting the drone out. So I'm now going to make my way down the canal path on the other side of the canal back to the new inn. People over there in that beautiful house have just got back with their boat and just taken it off to moor it. How lovely. This is the junction here, and as you can see from the sign up there, Leicester is 41.5 miles, if you can see that. Braunston is 4.5 miles, and Brentford, that's a strange thing to have, Brentford 89.25 miles. Oh right, okay. And then back down that area, that canal there, from this junction goes to the tree tunnel. So that's been a wonderful circular walk around this part of the canal, and I'm just now coming up to the New Inn pub right next to the locks here, and see if there's a table outside where I can get a drink. But I think you'll agree it's a wonderful walk. Actually made more difficult for me because I've had the cameras with me. But yeah, let's go and see if we can get a nice cold drink. I did manage to get a seat outside the New Inn and enjoyed a couple of pints, cold pints, of, you guessed it, Diet Coke. I sat here for about an hour or so, just watching the boats coming in and out of the locks.
Not talented enough to make up some on the spot about something. I used to do it all the time actually. Not that good. And then I record it in my voice memos.
I like the way you stuffed it in your bag. Hidden windless. I know. So
I think this gentleman was slightly embarrassed, particularly after watching the lady close the lock gate for him to enter the lock. He did eventually manage to do it, and I'm sure it was a big relief. Well, that was a lovely afternoon filming here at the Grand Union Canal, not too far from Long Bucky. I'm actually parked in a busy lay-by here on the A5. I've been using multiple cameras, and for anybody that does this, you know what that's like. But anyway, so it's all the SD cards out later on, and see what I can make of it. But yeah, wonderful afternoon. I'm glad I came. Of course, you've got the pub that I've just been into, the New Inn, which is right next to lock number 7, and you can sit there and eat and have a drink. I just had a couple of pints of Diet Coke with some lovely ice, and yeah, so I'm now back in the van, just taking my time and packing things up a little bit. One thing I wanted to point out was this fan here. Suzanne and I were in Rugby yesterday, and I was looking for a fan for the van because when we used it on Sunday, I believe it was, with the family, and we had Katie with the granddaughter in here when she was feeding her, it does get pretty warm. It's a black van, it gets pretty warm. So this I saw in B&M, £12, and it's an amazing thing. It's actually a rechargeable fan, and I'm not sure if you'll hear it, but It has one setting and another setting, and then a third, even more powerful setting. The beauty of this is I did give it a test last night, and after 3/4 of an hour it's still going on full and there was plenty left in the battery. So for energy saving in the van, you know we're always doing space saving, energy saving. This has turned out to be amazing, and that is so cool. £12, B&M. Highly recommended. Blurpunk, I think it's called. Is it Blurpunked? Blurpunked, something like that. Yeah. Highly recommended. And if you're not going to use any power in the van, you can just keep this charged as you're moving along from your batteries, or you can use the power pack. I mean, I have one. So yeah, highly recommended. £12, B&M. Right, I'm going to finish packing up all my kit, and then I'll make my way home and start making some sense of all of this footage and filming that I've been doing today. If you have enjoyed the film, now that I've done it, please consider subscribing, give us a thumbs up, and a comment would be nice. Thanks again, and I'll speak to you soon.
So many years, too many tears on your pillow, on your pillow.